Hi, Erik here at AstriCon 2010. I'm talking now with John Franco from Presence Technology. John, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
We're here at getting set for the second part of day 2 at AstriCon. How the first day and a half been for you guys?
I think it's been great. We're pretty excited about the new announcement with Asterisk and what we're trying to do with the scalability, what you guys are trying to do, and it fits really well into what we're doing.
So let's talk about that. How does the scalability fit into what Presence Technology is doing?
Well, I think it's great. It's great timing. I mean, right now everybody's trying to figure out from the SMB side, small business, medium-sized businesses, how do I get the functionality that the larger call centers are having today through the tried and true PBX platforms that are out there in the market space, and yet make it in such a way that it's cost effective for us, and yet still be able to add functionality to it. And in cases where there's an existing PBX, how do I interface with those PBXs? So I think the timing is fantastic, and the other aspect of it is, can that technology be brought up to the cloud? So those are the things that we're hearing more and more, and I think it's a perfect fit.
Well, I would agree that certainly it asks that question, can that technology be brought into the cloud? I would also say that that's probably part of the motivation behind the announcement, is ensuring that they're able to. I mean, the cloud trend is it's probably the hottest thing right now.
It is, and it's also kind of a mix. People are looking at the cloud, but they're also trying to figure out, how do I get there? So they want a migration strategy. So to be able to have an on-premise solution and also move it to the cloud is a fantastic thing. And what we're seeing a lot of too is more enterprise-wide customers and implementations are asking about, how do I use the cloud to potentially do disaster recovery? So maybe I have everything on premise, but then I move all the disaster recovery to the cloud. And that's almost their first foray into making sure that they can move at some point to the cloud. So our partnership with Asterisk is phenomenal. We're a software-based solution, so 100% software. We're not dependent on any hardware whatsoever. So for a customer to use our solution to move to the cloud, it's pretty easy.
And in a scenario like Digim's announcement today talks about, right, being able to, being a software-only solution makes it real easy to be part of those building blocks that they're talking about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's it's a huge advantage going forward. Your competitors don't have that. You know, the Digim competitors don't necessarily have that. They bring a lot of gear with them in order to do an implementation. And right now we have some customers that are pushing several hundred seats with a Asterisk-based solution. And it's working pretty well.
Excellent.
So we're excited about it.
Great. And now I did say that cloud is probably the hottest topic right now.
Yep.
But the other real hot topic, of course, is social media.
Yeah,
I know it's something that you guys are very active in.
Yes, we are. We see it as another channel at the end of the day. But social media, we released the product earlier this year and won an award for one of the best in show products in the market space. And but what we're trying to do is simplify the whole aspect of social media. I think there's a lot of conjecture around, how do we make it work? Is it going to really be able to work? And I think one of the things that we bring to the market space is our knowledge of the contact center and our knowledge of managing channels, and then applying technology to that to make it easy to use so that business users can actually make it part. And I think the underlying tone with social media in any channel is, how do I make sure that I have consistency across all channels so that my service level doesn't drop from emails to inbound calls to outbound calls, or social media in this case. So it was very, very key to us to make sure that it was a very, very easy to use application, and that we can ensure consistency across all the different channels. So that's the approach that we've taken. We've taken a look at some of the leading technologies in the market, like Radiant 6 and et cetera, and I think we have a solution that is probably going to be one of the best ones going forward.
Now, when you talk about looking at or considering social media as just another channel, do contact centers need new separate agents to handle the social media channel, or is that something that you can train your existing agents to deal with?
You know, I think that's the million-dollar question. Every contact center is a little bit different. You know, I think that the older Americans probably are not going to adapt to social media as quickly. Social media kind of fits a more ADD type of generation because, if you're doing Twitter, you have to have multiple sessions going on, web chat sessions going on. It takes a different mindset. It takes people that are already used to that. I've been in conferences and I've actually, spoken at conferences where, the older technologies didn't really allow for multiple things on one screen, multiple instances on one screen. So people got used to one instance at a time. You start from, you start it, you finish it. That was the whole advent of average handle times. Nowadays, with what we're doing in social media, it's not about average handle times, it's speed to answer. And I want to be able to have multiple sessions at the same time. So it's more of how many different sessions can I answer at the same time and how much multitasking can I do, as opposed to, start the call, finish the call, first call resolution. So I think we're in a different world right now.
I would certainly agree with that. So we've talked about two of the big things. Anything else that Presence has going on right now that we should talk about?
I think just expansion worldwide. We seem to be growing more and more. Our company's growing quite a bit. We seem to be cementing the SMB space quite a bit more. And it's really about just trying to provide that consistency across all channels. I think that's really the big thing. There's good vendors out there that are doing outbound dialing. There's also vendors that are doing good email. But we're one of the few vendors that can actually provide that consistency of service levels across all the different channels. And then we're really eyeing the future technologies. What is the cloud? What is SaaS? How do we grow? And all of that. So trying to keep a business going and still be in the midst of trying to understand different technologies, that's really what's keeping us up at night.
I think that's what's keeping a lot of people up at night.
Absolutely.
We're talking here at AstriCon 2010 with John Franco from Presence Technology. John, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much.